Visit ShaviZanesGuidance.com if you want to purchase any of the products that I have created. I have 6 different decks for you to choose from: Ancestors Money, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Dr. Francis Cresswell Singh, and Madam C.J. Walker. I also have the Spiritual Cleanse, where you can cleanse your energy every time you take a shower. It consists of frankincense, myrrh, Palo Santos, and sage. You can also order my miniature altars. You can get my book full of channeled messages, and order your Straight Outta Religion hats and t-shirts. You can also get a 15-minute, 30-minute, or 1-hour session over the phone with me where you can ask as many questions as you'd like. So definitely check out the description box as well as the comment section to book your services and to purchase your products. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me at this time. So I'm coming on to bring a message for the chosen, y'all. If you've been seeing bees specifically, this message is most definitely for you. Between bees and wasp, this message is definitely for you. Now, y'all gonna have to excuse the forehead, okay? Today is giving forward thinking. It's giving intrusive thoughts. It's giving big brain, okay? Big brain. So just work with me here. So let's jump in, y'all. The beehive. Now I have to tell you, this card came to mind based on something that my daughter, my oldest daughter, told me today. She just came out of nowhere and was like, Mommy, did you know that the wasp looks like the bees because they try to mimic the bees so that they can get into the beehive to pretty much attack them, but they ultimately end up getting attacked by the bees that end up recognizing that they are not a part of the tribe. I was like, I didn't know that, So it's kind of interesting how our children can be our greatest teachers sometimes, right? So when she said this particular card came to mind. And this card says persistence, stamina, tireless, fruitful, devoted, hard work, busy, harvest, endurance, patience, concentration. So many of you could find yourself very, very focused on something. If you haven't gotten the vision just yet, as far as what you should be focused on, that is most definitely getting ready to manifest. It's going to show itself to you. And you're going to find yourself putting forth great dedication and concentration towards whatever that thing is. But consider this is something, the outcome is going to be very sweet. It's going to be very fulfilling. It's going to be healthy for your lifestyle. It's going to be invigorating. It's going to have multiple purposes, multiple usefulness in your life. Some of you may find yourself working with someone else who is just as persistent and diligent, or even multiple people who are of your tribe and have a very similar vision as you. Regardless of how this unfolds, it could be you working with the Most High and your spiritual team. Regardless of how this unfolds, the number 8 is on this deck here, okay? So it's going to require courage, strength, dedication, confidence, okay? It's going to really require for you to embody that, that energy of stepping out of your comfort zone. It's going to attract wealth into your life, okay? With the number 8, some of y'all might be seeing 888. It's going to attract wealth into your life. You have manifested this. You've called this in. The number 8 is the infinity sign. So as above, so below. Many of you might have found yourself just thinking like, okay, I just want to align myself with my purpose. I want to call in my inheritance. You could have been doing a lot of alchemy. Maybe over the past 8 months, 8 weeks, 8 years, 8 days, y'all been doing something here. And this is you pulling it down into the 3D experience to where now it's tangible. Now you have the tools that you need to actually move towards that vision. And you are going to be very, very devoted until you see the harvest of this thing. So let's jump right in, y'all. Of course, I got to start off with the Declare and Decree deck. If you want to get this deck, of course, you can get it off my website. Whatever you want to, whatever comes out, you're going to write it down on paper and burn it. And I hope that you all have been appreciating my little commercial in the beginning, because it saves me time so I can get right into the reading and I don't have to keep promoting things and saying the same thing over and over again. It just makes my life a little bit easier. So I hope that you all can appreciate that so that you're able to access my products and know what I have to offer. I appreciate every last one of you who are subscribed to my channel and who continues to like and leave your comments and get your readings and purchase my products. Like, I appreciate all of you. I love what I do. I've had moments where it was like, whew. And I think it was mainly because I wasn't giving myself time. When you don't give yourself time, I don't care if you're doing what you love, what you're passionate about, it'll start to feel like a job if you don't give yourself time. So I had to give myself time, y'all. So I've made space for me. And that love and that passion that I have for what I do is definitely elevated. So I appreciate y'all out there. So let's just see. All blockages to my creativity and the ability to be the co-creator of my life are now destroyed in spirit and in flesh. You want to write this down on paper and burn it. Screenshot that. All blockages to my creativity and the ability to be the co-creator of my life are now destroyed from my energy in spirit and in flesh. Give thanks to the Most High Mother and Father and your spiritual team for assisting you in that. So your creativity is definitely connected to your sacral chakra. And that's why I was saying there's getting ready to be a creative idea. So maybe it requires for you to watch this particular message first if you have not aligned yourself with this thing just yet. Do that particular declaration. Things are going to begin to shift for you to where it's like, wow, now you see the vision. Now there's this, you understand what your role is amongst the beehive, right? What your role is amongst the tribe. When I say the beehive, I'm talking about the chosen seed. I'm talking about, you know, those of you who have a divine mission, a divine assignment, and you're aligning yourself with that assignment, but there's some who still haven't quite sorted through what that means for them. What is your specific contribution? Clearing out all blockages to your creativity and the ability to be the co-creator of your life is where you want to begin for those of you who still have yet to figure it out. Okay. So now let's see. Yacht, adventure, luxury, smooth sailing, sophisticated, prosperity, comfort, wealth, extravagant, over the top. Okay, things are getting ready to, you're going to see forward movement. That's what the yacht represents, forward movement. But it's also that energy of going with the flow. Riding the wave, don't resist it. Just go with the flow. There's going to be some changes that you're going to experience to align you with this harvest here. Let me see. It could also indicate travel for some of you, because it does say travel, okay? It does say travel. So it could also indicate travel. So that's another thing. Go with the flow. If your spiritual team is saying go in that direction, you want to do it. I literally just got off the phone doing a reading for someone, and I felt guided to express another part of my testimony. Y'all know I was living in the hotel room, and of course I didn't have any consistent means of income. That was another reason why I did not apply for a house or an apartment at that time, because income is required. They need to know you're making 2 or 3 times the rent in order to get approved. So I kept pulling cards from my spiritual team because they was telling me to take action. I'm like, well, what y'all want me to do? You know, take action and go where? If they require an application, there's certain information that I'm not able to provide. Where do y'all want me to go? So I kept getting a justice card over and over and over again, right? And I'm like, justice, what does this mean? Y'all, I used to live in Justice, Illinois before the hotel situation occurred. I used to live there. And so when I saw justice, I was like, well, maybe they're telling me to go back to justice. I went to justice, to the apartment complex that I used to live in, and the rules had completely changed. I walked in, I told them that I needed a 3-bedroom apartment, and I asked her, well, how does the application process go? Which I had already knew, but I just wanted to see, you know, if there's anything that I need to know. She said, oh, we don't require proof of income anymore. We just changed the policy earlier this year. I'm sorry. Run that back again. Oh, no, we just changed the policy early this year. I couldn't do nothing but laugh. The only thing they required from me was a security deposit. And from there, she was like, well, it's up to the person to decide if they can afford the rent. Because if you can't, you just gonna get your ass up out of here. She just said it like that. But in other words, that's how it was being presented. Y'all, I was able to get into that apartment within a matter of 2 weeks. And that was coming out of staying in hotel rooms. So I say that to say, it's going to be a spontaneous action. It's going to be miracles. It's going to be unexplainable events that's going to occur. And you're going to be called to pay closest attention to the signs and the messages that your spiritual team is sending you, and to take action when they tell you to move. Don't question it. Don't be overly consumed with the logistics and, sorry, y'all, and what makes sense. Don't be overly consumed with, is it practical? Is it logical? Don't let that left brain energy get you caught up. This is one of those things where you're going to need to operate from blind faith, and you're going to need to feel your way through this thing and just ride the wave. Do not resist it. The North Star is here. So it's strongly indicating that this is your destiny. It's aligned with your North Node. So it's definitely going to take you out of your comfort zone. The North Node is it's literally releasing that anchor of the South that kept you in your not so comfortable comfort zone, so that you can rise higher and align with your North, which is your purpose. It's aligned with your divine assignment. It's aligned with your inheritance, your creative gifts, your purpose. All of that is there in the North Node energy. So this says inner guidance, guided light, direction, true path, certainty, protection, confidence, clarity, hope. That's what this is all about. And you're needing to embody all of those things in order to take action without overthinking the situation. Let's see. The Pearl. Opening up, honesty, intuition, perception, loyalty, subconscious mind, diving deep, hidden things, developing character layers. So with the Pearl, this is giving one of those rare energies, okay? Typically when you find like an oyster, or I think it's a clam, is it a clam or an oyster that you find pearls in? Y'all have to leave it in the comment section. But it feels like a rare occurrence. And from what I understand, it could take a very, very long time for a pearl to develop, okay? If you know how long it takes, also please leave that in the comment section. But this is something that has been manifesting over time. But when you find this, it's a rare find. This is a rare jewel that's getting ready to land in your hands, chosen. This is a rare jewel. And it's beautiful, it's magnificent, it's highly valuable. And you're going to know just how special you are, just how selected you are. You're going to know just how set aside you are and just how unique you are amongst the rest. Considering if we go back to what I was speaking about earlier, as far as my daughter giving me a little lesson this morning concerning the wasp versus the bees, and saying how similar they look in appearance, but they are two completely different things. And so it's that energy of you being set aside. If any type of opposing forces tries to mimic or disguise themselves in order to get into your energy, in order to infiltrate into what you are creating with your tribe, they're going to get devoured. There is a separation that is happening. I don't care how similar that energy looks. It doesn't matter how much they speak the language, how much they wear the costumes, whatever they got going on, it's going to be very, very clear that they are not of the same fold. They will get devoured. This could be you and your spiritual team taking out these beings when they try to step into your territory. This could very well be you and your tribe here in the 3D. You ain't playing no games when it comes to protecting what you are creating. Regardless of what direction it's coming from, there is a separation that is happening that's going to be very, very obvious. Many of the chosen seed out there, you're getting ready to see elevations in your life that makes it very obvious who you are and whose you are. The upgrades that's getting ready to happen in your life is going to be undeniable. So to the outsider, they're going to be like, that's a miracle right there. Ain't no damn way. And you're going to have a lot of people that's going to try to rationalize it. They're going to try to say, well, maybe they came up on some inheritance. Maybe their parents left them something, or maybe somebody donated a large amount of money, or maybe they was able to get into the door because they know somebody that knows somebody. It's getting ready to be like that. Well, people will try to rationalize it with something that is logical to them because they don't understand it outside of that. If they can't come up with a way to rationalize these miracles and great gifts that are getting ready to land in your hands, they're going to be scratching their head. They're going to be up at night just thinking about this because it's getting ready to be that great. Just like this card speaks on luxury, affluence, sophisticated, adventure, self-indulgent, prosperity, comfort, wealth. When I tell you it's getting ready to be great, I do mean it's getting ready to be great. So the pearl is definitely showing that something is opening up for you here. Roundabout. So this speaks on community, connections, new direction. Okay. So this is perfect timing here. You're being redirected down a particular path. So if you feel like, okay, you thought you was comfortable, you thought you was settled somewhere, whether it's a certain career path or whether it's a certain belief system or whether it's a certain way of moving, you thought you was settled. Oh no, you're getting ready to be redirected. It's a detour coming. And it's going to be so obvious, like your spiritual team is not going to let you miss this turn, because this turn is one that is very, very necessary. It is aligned with your true north. It is aligned with the direction that you are destined and fated to go into. And so in that moment of disruption, or in that moment where you're being redirected, it may seem inconvenient. It may seem like, what the heck? I thought that everything was. Don't overthink it, because this is going to bring you so much happiness. When I tell you, eyeglasses. See, I'm telling you, you're going to want to evaluate this thing. You're going to want to look at the fine print. You're going to want to look for details. Like you might even look for, what do you call it? Defects. Like, I just know it got to be something up with this. Like you're going to try to find, hopefully you won't though. Hopefully you're going to be optimistic about this and you're going to know, but you're going to receive a lot of signs before this even happens, y'all. That's why I said, if you're seeing a lot of bees, this message is for you. If you're seeing the number 8 often, this message is for you. Let me see, is there any other synchronicities? The number 3, you could be seeing 33 or 333. Okay, you could be 33 years old this year or getting ready to turn 33. It's something about these numbers, something about these particular insects or different animals that's going to show up. It's telling you there's a direction that you're meant to go in. So pay close attention to the synchronicities that your spiritual team is sending you. Because like I said, you're going to want to assess this. It says assessment, evaluate options, analyze, examine, look closer, check the details. Like you're going to want to, it's going to be like, I don't know, I need to be sure, because it's going to feel so spontaneous, so sporadic, so unexpected that you're going to be like, even though you got a million signs pointing you in that direction, you're going to want to, like, you literally going to want a billboard or something that says, yeah, you're supposed to go there. Or yeah, you're supposed to align with that person. Or yeah, you're supposed to start that project. Like you're going to need something that's very, very plain to you, because it's going to feel risky, but it's not. See, I told you, uncertain. You're going to feel uncertain, and it's going to cause you to pause for a second, but don't pause too long. So this says at this time, the situation or outcome is undetermined. It's going to feel undetermined because look at this horizon. When she looks out there, it's like, where is this taking me? There's no direct evidence of, okay, it's taking you to that right there. And this is, it's no clear evidence. This is literally the example of blind faith, riding the waves, going with the flow. the crow. So just pay attention, because there's going to be lots of spell work at this time, y'all. Lots of opposing forces trying to send negative thoughts your way, trying to make you doubt or encourage you, because they can't make you do shit. These energies are going to try to influence you to doubt the direction that you are being pointed towards. They're going to try to influence you to doubt yourself, to doubt the outcome, to influence pessimistic thinking, overthinking, overanalyzing, the paralysis of analysis. That is the type of spell work that is going to be sent your way. So you want to be very, very cautious and aware of the energies around you. If you start to see black birds, it's a strong indicator that your spiritual team is warning you, like, hey, I need you to get on top of doing that burning and releasing. Get on top of your candle work. Get on top of cleansing your energy and really separating yourself from different people and thoughts and things of that nature. This is just your spiritual team reminding you to protect your energy, because I'm telling you, let me clarify. Because the crow, blackbirds, they are an omen, okay? So let's see. Look at that, worry beads. I know what the heck I'm talking about, y'all. This is the type of spell work that people are going to be sending your way. This specifically says worry, fear, irritated, bored, upset, unease, fretful, ritual, nervous tick. I'm telling you, some of you may be drawn to work with specific crystals to help balance out your energy. And I had an old silly unlearned being leave a comment saying, well, what you mean? What, you don't use any type of tools to protect your energy or to balance yourself out? All you need is Jesus. Listen, whoever that person is, apparently they don't know me. They don't know me. Needless to say, you are being called to use the tools that have been created by the Most High Mother and Father to help balance your energy. And so if you feel guided towards more like purple crystals, this is important, because if you use things like amethyst or any purple crystal, it helps to align your third eye chakra. That way you don't question the spiritual messages that you're receiving. You don't question your internal guide, that spiritual navigation system that's saying go in that direction. Even if you don't see where it's taking you, we are aligning you in that direction. And so take action. There's going to be spell work sent your way to create the energy of fear, anxiety, worry. Okay? So emerald. Some of you may work with emeralds, okay? This is speaking on healing, fertility, sexuality, soul restoration, strong relationships, free-flowing love, mature love, heart chakra. So you're going to call people into your life who are truly your soulmates, okay? But you're going to need to have your heart chakra open and in alignment when these changes begins to happen. So you want to work on it now. This stuff, I'm picking up that this is going to happen very soon. It's going to feel so spontaneous. If you are the type of person that's accustomed to planning things out, you're accustomed to taking your time because you need to make sure that A to B to C all the way to Z is perfectly aligned before you invest or before you take action or before you move and things like that. That's that 3D energy that's trying to make you believe that the spiritual moves the same as the 3D. And no, it's two totally different things. When you step into that portal, you consider like movies like Back to the Future and stuff like that, where that person steps through that portal and within a snap, a matter of seconds, their whole environment is different. Everything is different. There's no time to plan. There's no time to check the GPS for travel plans. There's no time to, get your train ticket. There's no time to pack your bags. It's that type of energy, y'all, where it's going to be so sudden and so sporadic and so spontaneous. You're just going to be called to ride the waves and go with it. If I did not align myself with that energy, and I still align myself with that energy, my journey has not ended until I'm gone. Okay, and transitioned into another form. But especially during the times of uncertainty, before I was 100% sure of how I communicate with my spiritual team and the type of, what do you call it, synchronicities that they were sending me, before I was 100% sure of our language between one another, right? I used to question, like, well, should I do it now? Like, are y'all telling me to do it right now? That actually prolonged my forward movement. But it's not like it was in vain, because during that time of stagnation, while I was in that period of paralysis analysis, I was frozen into space so that I could really evaluate what was going on internally that would actually cause me to not trust when my spiritual team was telling me go left, go right, go forward, go backwards, stop right there. You have to create a relationship with them where you don't question any of the signs and synchronicities that they send you. It gets to the point where the language is so clear that it's like us talking right now. It's like me communicating to you directly in a language that is well understood. That's how it's going to be. And the more that you take the spontaneous actions that they tell you to take each time they give you a specific, they point you in a specific direction, the more you're going to trust the relationship. And the more that you trust the relationship, when I tell you, you're going to be just doing things like, okay, they give you this idea, you're going to jump on it. They tell you to take this action, you're going to jump on it. They tell you to make this phone call, you're going to jump on it. And it's those moments that are very sporadic and out of nowhere that's going to align you. It's going to take you through another portal and another transformation. But all of these transformations are leveling you upward towards your North Star, your North Node. So you have to trust the language, trust the communication. Look at that. That says magnet. It says gravity, magnetic, attraction, yearning, seduction, field of influence. Okay? So this is like, it's a magnet. It's that's how it's going to pull you in. It's going to be so undeniable that whatever this thing is, this vision is, this creative idea, this soulmate, this tribe, whatever it is, it's going to feel like a force that's just pulling you, is pulling you, is pulling you. And it's going to be one of them things where the only way that you don't end up magnetizing towards that force is if you purposely oppose it and try to resist it. But of course, with any type of resistance, that requires effort, that requires exertion of energy. You're going to feel exhausted. You're going to feel worn out if you keep on trying to pull. This is for those of you who may find yourself in this position, right? If you're trying to resist it, even though you're being drawn to it, it's going to become draining, tiresome. Your spiritual team is going to be like, you tired yet? You tired of resisting? Are you tired of questioning what we're telling you you should be drawn towards right now? Because as soon as you surrender, it's just like that. You're going to be magnetized and attracted to you're going to come into alignment with whatever that thing is, just like that. And it's going to fit perfectly. Ballet shoes. Some of y'all dancing around this thing. You dancing like, okay. You save time here because you're so uncertain. This says stamina, endurance, talents, repetition, effort required. Okay. Tread lightly. See, that's what I'm saying. Some of y'all are like, I got to tread lightly. This is a fragile situation here. You feel like you're risking it all. You're putting it all on the line. But I'm telling you, it's those types of risk that shows the Most High in your spiritual team. It proves to your higher self that you are not overly fixated on what you see through your natural eyes. You are no longer overly attached to the material realm, because you recognize that everything that you need is abundantly available to you, regardless of where you are, regardless of where you're called to go or what you're being called to do. You have the ability to manifest and align yourself with all of the tangible things that you need in this material realm in order to live that life of comfort. And so when your spiritual team tells you it's go time, this is not about having tangible evidence. The only tangible evidence that you're going to receive are the synchronicities. The numbers, the animals, the insects, those are the tangible things that you will receive that points you in the right direction. But as far as, there's going to be certain things that you would naturally look for when you're doing something and you're looking for evidence through your 3D vision. I'm sure you all know exactly what I'm saying there. So let's see. I'm going to take a couple more cards before we close out. I'm pulling from my IC Tarot deck. If you want to get this deck, of course, you can get it off my website. I'm cutting the deck at the King of Pentacles. It's a lot of wealth, lots of abundance, security. Look at that, the Lovers. I'm telling you, if this is written in the stars. I don't know what y'all are aligning with, who you're aligning with, but I'm telling you, it's fated. It's a part of your destiny, and it is going to be undeniable. Undeniable. As much as you want to resist it, the Knight of Pentacles, you might want to try to slow down the process. You might be like, nope, I got to cultivate. I got to nurture the seeds. I got to wait for a few seasons because technically you're not supposed to move before winter, spring, summer, and fall. Technically, you're not supposed to feel drawn to settle down with a person until you've known them for a year or 2 years. Technically, traditionally, yada, yada, yada. You're going to try to convince yourself that this is not the way things are supposed to unfold because you've been taught that there's another way. But those other ways are not in alignment with your destiny. Your destiny is supernatural. Your destiny unfolds and manifests in your life in a way that completely puts all other narratives to rest. And the reason why it unfolds like this is because you will be the testimony to get people out of this matrix, out of this space of thinking that things only have to happen this way. They only have to happen that way. They have to come out of that headspace. And so you, as the chosen seed, are going to experience supernatural advancements in your life so that when you come forward with your testimony, who's going to doubt you? They literally watched you do it. They literally, it's like that. Ace of Pentacles. I'm telling y'all, this is big. This is big. It's a big deal. It's going to be, and you're going to look back like, dang, I was putting all that time and effort and energy into that thing, which the harvest was slow, so much so that you still ain't even seen it yet. And here comes this new opportunity. It's going to land right in your lap, and it's going to be like far greater, far bigger, far more stable, far more secure than that very thing that you have been putting forth all that time and effort and energy into. It really reminds me of my pathway as a registered nurse. When I tell y'all, it took me a long ass time to get there. Like, I did is that something on my lip? I did the prerequisites for many years. You ever been that type of person? You spend years doing prerequisites? Largely because I wasn't consistent enough and I kept changing my mind. Oh, maybe I should go in this direction. Maybe I should go in that direction. Failed a couple of courses, took a few breaks in between, got distracted. So that was a long journey. Finally, had all of the prerequisites necessary to apply to get into the program. But they had their stipulations there. Oh, you got to pass this test to get in. You got to pass that test to get in, right? Finally get to that next step. Get into the program. Okay, now and that, finally got all of that, got through the program. Still had to turn around and take the test at the end, the state board, right? Took that. I passed that on the first try. I ain't gonna lie. It took me 1 hour to take that test and I passed. So I felt good about that. But say that to say, did all of that, all of those years of preparation to finally get the nurse's license in hand, put in 5 years of working as a registered nurse, and still, the success that I have today don't have a damn thing to do with any of that. When I'm telling you, of course, there was lessons that I learned, but none of that has anything to do with my Ace of Pentacles. All of that time and energy has nothing to do with my Ace of Pentacles. So with that being said, you're going to look back and realize the reason why certain things did not come into fruition. You're going to realize the reason why certain relationships that you put forth all of this time and energy into never gave you the long-term success, right? Or the results that you had been hoping for after nurturing it for so long and investing in it for so long, or those business pathways, career pathways, you're going to look back and realize exactly why, because it's because of this Ace of Pentacles. Okay, right now you may be in the dark about it here with the Two of Swords, and it may even place you in that position where you have to make a decision. It's like, dang, do I continue to nurture what I've been working on? You're going to be at a crossroads here, but you don't want to stay stuck for too long. That's why I say the paralysis of analysis. Don't let it keep you stuck. You're going to be thinking like, dang, do I continue to nurture this? Because I've been working on this for so long, right? You're going to feel like, are my efforts going to be wasted? Has it all been in vain? Versus this over here where it's right there. Like, yep, it's right there. You don't have to you don't have to do nothing else. It's right there. It should really be an easy decision. But sometimes the ego can play a major part in that, where it's like, how will I look? I mean, how are people going to perceive me knowing that I put forth all of this energy over here? Am I going to look like a failure? Am I going to look like I'm just giving up on my vision? What are people going to think? XYZ. If that's the issue, you want to burn and release all fear of judgment by others, all illusions concerning outcomes, all fear of letting go of the past to pursue your destiny, fear of taking losses, whatever it is. You want to identify that thing that is keeping you in that paralysis of analysis, put it on paper and burn it. Okay? I think that's why we started off talking about my forehead. Because I heard what y'all said out there. Some of y'all was saying some shit about my forehead. That's all right. But remember, I said forward thinking. Forward thinking. You're being called to not overanalyze it based on the past, based on what you was taught, based on tradition and all that other stuff. You're being called to be a forward thinker. Take advantage of the Ace of Pentacles and know that, yes, this is getting ready to take you forward. This is a grand opportunity that's getting ready to open up doors for you. Don't worry about what you've already invested in. The Judgment card is here. So you're being called to make a judgment call. You're being called to make that firm decision that says yes. Just say yes. 10 of Cups. This is going to bring you emotional fulfillment. You and your family are going to be so happy that you made this decision, and you are divinely protected. But it is, again, it's going to require courage here. Look at that. The Star card. This is your wish fulfillment. You've healed to align yourself with this destiny. You've healed to align yourself with your North Node in this new opportunity. Ace of Cups. I'm telling you, if you're seeing 1111111, this message is most definitely for you as well. Okay? You're getting aces coming through right now. 3 of Wands. You got to remain optimistic, but I'm telling you that what is for you, it's going to take you outside of your comfort zone, without a doubt. Because the 3 of Wands is out there on the horizon. What? Just right where the star ends. It's out there on the ocean. I know my ships are coming in. Okay? I know I just butchered that song. But y'all know what song I'm talking about. Your ships are coming in. It's out on the horizon. It's not something that is right there in your immediate space. It's going to require for you to literally step outside of your comfort zone in order to align with it. It's stressful, I know. You could be in your head like, dang, I don't know. I mean, I can't even see that far. Like, where's this taking me? You could be losing sleep at night when this opportunity presents itself. The 9 of Swords is clarified by the 6 of Cups. Some of you, like I said, there's past memories, certain things that you may be afraid of leaving behind, maybe even certain people that you might be stressed out about leaving behind, or no longer, like they can't go to this next level with you for whatever reason. You could be stuck in the past, stuck in nostalgia. That could be what has you overthinking as well. But look at this, the Death card. You're being called to give yourself permission to put this to rest, put those overthinking, anxiety, fears, and things like that to rest, because transformation is happening within you and in your life. You are changing. You're not who you used to be. As much as you want to hold on to this version of yourself that you was taught to believe this is who you are, or you might have been reared up to think this is what you believe in and this is what you follow, XYZ, you are not who you used to be. And some of those relationships that y'all, this dog won't stop barking. Yeah. consider you might have tuned out a lot of this energy from the past, right? Where it hasn't even had that much of an impact on you. Because the dog has been barking, but I've tuned her out for a long time to the point where I'm just now becoming consciously aware again that she's been barking all this time, right? You may find that there's certain people in your life, they've been trying to create problems for you, talking mess and trying to discourage you, XYZ, but you got to that space of tuning them out. So much so that it gave you permission to heal. It gave you space to expand internally. And that's why you're being gravitated towards this new opportunity at such a rapid pace. But consider when you start to get into your head and you start overthinking again, that's when you start to hear the noise. That's when the background noise, you become consciously aware of it again. And that background noise is not just your ego trying to insert itself to stop you from taking action, but it's also you literally thinking about, well, what is this person going to think? Or, things like that. You're being called to put that to rest. Okay. The Page of Cups. This is exciting, y'all. You're going to feel like a child at an amusement park exploring and experiencing something that you've never experienced before. It's an adventure. Three of Pentacles. You're going to be working with a whole new team of people, collaborations, okay? High Priestess. Many of you are high priest or high priestess out there, and you're being called to really do your spiritual work, but to also do spiritual work for others. Some of you may be natural readers where you have natural gifts of using divination tools and working with your own intuitive abilities in order to tap in and to guide people. And you're going to be working together. Look at that. The Queen of Cups. You are most certainly very, very intuitive, very sensitive to energy. Some of you are meant to be in the spotlight with this, and it's going to bring you a lot of wealth here with the Six of Pentacles. People will be inspired by you, and they're going to want to support you. You're going to bring, this is exciting. This is like what your inner child has always wanted, but you just wasn't consciously aware that this is what you've always wanted because it's your destiny. And a lot of times those things that are destined for us, we're not consciously aware of because we're all of that remembrance of who we was created to be when we were conceived, it has been suppressed, blocked out through societal influence of your parents, influence of, media and all these other things, got you thinking you're supposed to be doing something over there when your inner child, the core of who you are before you got corrupted with false narratives and illusions, has always wanted that thing that's in alignment with your North Node. This is that thing. And you're going to feel it, that excitement. You're going to know, you will be able to definitely identify this person, the situation, or this opportunity, because it's going to make you feel like your inner child is awakened. You're going to want to dance around the house. You're going to want to sing. You're going to be laughing, giggling. It's going to be that inner child, your creativity. Like, that's the energy that you're going to be in. That's your 100% message, outside of all of the other synchronicities and omens that you will receive that lets you know that you are in fact headed in the right direction. So I'm going to go ahead and take one last card. This card is going to represent the card that gives me direction as far as what message I should read from my book. Now, this is my book called Guided Light. It's full of channeled messages. It's not meant to be read from front to back. It's meant for you to open up the book, turn to whatever page you feel guided to turn to and read. In the back of the book, there's 56 random messages. So if there's a specific number that stands out for you, you turn to that specific number and you'll be able to get the message that you need. So let's just pull. So we have the flamingos, the number 2. We'll read message 2. So this says soulmates, lovers, union, courtship, dating, attraction, long-term potential. Two of a kind. Je sais c'est quoi. Je ne sais quoi. Okay. So let's read this. Number 2. So this says, be patient. Your creative gifts are blossoming. So continue to nurture them and speak positivity into your life. There are essential cycles that must occur before your creations can be shared with the world. So hold on to your vision. You are on the path to success. Claim it now. It's wise to keep your plans to yourself as others may be watching and can send negative energy your way. Regardless of their influence, concentrate on your passion and pour your love into your work. You will reap bountiful rewards that returns love to you in abundance. You can clearly see now that the obstacles of the past no longer hold you back. Fear and self-sabotage no longer stagnate you. You recognize the endless possibilities ahead and no longer limit your potential. You've established a stable, balanced foundation within, which is now reflecting your external circumstances. Keep going. You are very close to achieving your goal. That's my message for you all. Like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to y'all next time.